Hello Virgo, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for coming. Please don't forget to like and share or like and subscribe. I use the 12 houses of the zodiac. And so I've already shuffled the cards as the cards come out in each of the houses, and those are the influences that are coming to bear for you at this time. So in the first house, we have solar eclipse revolution. So your first house is everything to do with yourself, your physical body, your vitality, what you project outwards, and what people see when they see you, your appearance, and your characteristics and your personality. It's also this first house is also about your own self-oriented interests and your personal independence, how you are making your way in the world, what you're projecting outwards, what you're busy working on right now. You know, as your daily routines like that, as you are making your way forward. So with solar eclipse revolution, what is indicating that changes are coming for you, and they're rapid. This is rapid change, and I feel it's also stemming from your 12th house, which is all your internal, your subconscious stuff. So there's a lot of change and a lot of shifting around going on in there, and from there I feel that you will then be required to make changes in your outer world, and that is going to spill over into other areas as well in your chart. So and how you are in yourself and what you're projecting outwards is also going to affect your relationships, your close personal one-on-one relationships. So there's three elements coming in: your 12th, your 1st, and your 7th, and it's all about change. So this is some kind of rapid change. It could be something that occurs, causes a bit of an upheaval, or it's a rearrangement perhaps of how you are doing things, or perhaps it's to do with a physical regime that you're busy with, but it's a new direction, and it could also be self-mastery coming in for you. So you perhaps have been either working on something, or it could just be the way you are, the way you're projecting yourself. Perhaps you're learning more about that at this time, but it could also be an epiphany or a wake-up call of some kind. It's going to bring in new ways for you, new things that you're going to have to do, but there will be quick developments. It's also about breaking old patterns. So if you've been doing things in a certain way for a long period of time, and those patterns are no longer serving you, then you have to undertake some kind of change of direction, whether that's forced upon you through an upheaval or some kind of shock, or whether that is you taking charge and actually saying, this isn't working for me, I need to address this, let me see what I can do. So whether it's a physical thing, or it's the way you are what you're projecting outwards to others, but it's also going to be how you are being perceived by other people at this time as well. Then in the second house, we have Sagittarius IC. Your second house is your house of your income, what money's coming in for you, however it's coming in for you. It's also the house of self-worth and your values, what you value in yourself, what you value in others, what you value in your possessions. This house also deals with ownership of all kinds. So this is all kinds of items that surround you in your environment. It's also property, land, real estate, anything like that. So with Sagittarius IC coming in, this is what it's asking you to do, is to give yourself a little bit more freedom at this time. So you need to change up your routines, or change up what you have always done, or the way you are doing things. Change things up a little bit to give yourself a bit more freedom. That's not escapism. Sort of just opting out of everything because you can't make a decision. But this is rearranging things to free yourself up a bit more. It could also be that you're overcoming obstacles at this time. You may also need to allocate funds for travel and exploration, which will give you that freedom, which will give you that Sagittarius satisfaction, which likes to explore, likes to have adventure, likes freedom from routine. So that is sorely needed at this time. It could also be that you need to allocate funds also for higher learning or study, something to do with that, something that you perhaps need to do or want to do, or you're going to be planning for next year. So this is university level, or it could be adult education or something like that. It's also about being honest with others and with yourself, what it is you want to achieve, how you want to move forward. With the Sagittarius card, just be careful that you don't squander funds as well, because Sagittarians can be a little bit sort of careless around things, issues like that. They just live for the moment, and whatever your hard-earned cash or whatever is coming to you could just be frittered away unnecessarily, especially if you need to allocate funds for specific purposes at this time. Then in the third house, we have Mars force. So with this card coming in, your third house is your house of communication, all forms. So this is your written, your verbal, your body language. It rules all kinds of contracts and documents. It's also communication with the public and with people in general, anybody, but it's also specifically to do with certain family members, which will be siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives in general, and also neighbors can come in on this. So, but it's communication in general to whoever. So now it could also be your profession. Perhaps you're in the communication fields. It's any form of communication that you're interacting in, any form of expression which you are involved in. All right. So with this coming in, Mars, it's a very powerful energy. Mars is our warrior energy, and it's coming in and it's saying to you now that you can move ahead with determination on something. It's bringing in the enthusiasm, and you're feeling fired up. You've got the fire lit under you now, but don't force your way or become aggressive. This is a measured action. This is disciplined action that is required at this time. It could also be that you may have to defend yourself in some way, or you are facing a challenge from somebody or something at this time, and you've got to communicate about that or put plans in motion. You may have to get upfront with someone as well. Really just make it plain exactly what it is that you are about. So, but it really is bringing in a lot of passion, a lot of fiery energy into you, but you need to direct that correctly. So if you need to state your case about something, or if you need to communicate passionately about something, make sure it is that, but it's got to be in a measured and disciplined way, because then you will get the best benefit out of that, and you will really move yourself forward into whatever it is that you're trying to do in this third house. It could also be that you're going on a short trip of some kind. Third house deals with short trips, local trips. Perhaps it's something you're planning. It could be something spontaneous or something that you've been wanting to do, and suddenly it arrives and now you can do it. But you're fired up about it and you're very enthusiastic. Then in the fourth house, which is your house of home, this is your physical home, the actual place where you're living, where you're residing at this time. It's also your, the bricks and mortar, but it's also, the atmosphere in your home and the people in your home. And it can also be your relationship with your ancestry, your foundation, your roots, your family, your ethnic identity. For a great many people, this is, hugely highlighted. So it's your relationship with that whole situation, whether it's been a happy one for you, or a mixed one, or a difficult one, that is going to be coming up for you at some point. So with the Aquarius card, this is the futuristic card, the futuristic sign of the zodiac. So this is looking into the long term. This is looking into the future, visions of what could be. So whether this is to do with your actual physical home or something that you're wanting to do further down the line, but you're kind of getting insight about that now. It could also be ideas, sort of intuitions, but it's visionary, It could also be that you're going to receive support from friends and alliances with regards to ideas that you want to put forward or things that you want to do. So it's bringing all that support in. It could also be that you are receiving support from your family members, or it could be that you are giving support to others in your family tribe, your ancestry, or you're understanding certain things about your ancestry. Because this card can also bring in to your people into your home, or that you're going to find this out about your ancestry or your roots or your foundation. It can bring in a bohemian or unusual or different or exotic people. Okay, these people are different. They're different from you, whether it's a sexual orientation or whether it's they just look different from you. They could be foreign, they could be very exotic, or they could just be really have a very different mindset from you, or just be very bohemian. These people are you're going to learn from them, your interactions with them. Perhaps you're having visitors here, or perhaps you're discovering that you've got a part of your ancestry which where you're learning more about that. It could be anything to do with that. This card also brings in advanced or an upgrade in technology and electronics in the home, or science even. So it could be that you're having an upgrade of some kind in your home, and whether it's a new alarm system, or you'll be bringing higher tech, or it could even be cutting edge people or people with advanced technical knowledge who are coming to visit you in your home, or you're interacting with them in some way in this environment. But it really is a futuristic sign, and it kind of brings inner knowing to you as well. Sort of a kind of glimpses of the future, but it's an inner knowing. Then in the 5th house, we have Chiron healing. Your 5th house is your house of recreational activities of all kinds. So this is fun activities, any kind of activity where you're out and about. It's outgoing. It's sporting energy. It could be handcrafts, any kind of activity which is fun and recreational for you. As I said, it could be sports or clubs of some kind, but it's also it can also be speculative activities like gambling, or stock exchange or stock market, playing that. It's play and recreation. This house is also about your creativity, your creative projects, however that works out for you, how you're utilizing that. It's also the house of love affairs, how that's working out for you if you have that in your life at this time. Or it could also be about children, your children or somebody else's children that you're associated with at this time. So with Chiron healing coming in, this is saying that you've got issues around that. I mean, this could even be your inner child as well. So what it's saying is that you're going to find that emotional healing or physical healing is coming up to be addressed. So if you're a sports person, it could be old injuries, or an old injury which is reoccurring, or it could be emotional wounds of some kind that are coming up for you from in any one of those areas. These are deep-seated things that keep following a cycle, and they keep returning until they get dealt with. So old issues from the past. What you have to do with this is you have to, when it reappears in your life, you have to really bring it into the light. Don't be afraid about that. Bring it into the light. Have a good look at it. See what part it's played in your life, and its function there. You have to accept it and acknowledge it. As soon as you do that, then you can once you've accepted it, you can release it, and it won't return. Okay. Otherwise, it just sits there and it festers until it gets dealt with. So you don't want to do that. You want to actually address these things. Or it could be that you're actually visiting healing facilities of some kind, and it could be, as I said, to do with a sports injury. Healing facility. You may need to bring in alternative remedies and therapies, or medicine maybe coming in for you, or you're visiting medical facilities of some kind. If not you, then it could be somebody associated with you. So it could be your children, or a child, or it's an old sports injury, as I said, or it could be to do with a love affair. Your partner at this time is going through something. So it's all alternative therapies as well. Anything, homeopathy, chiropractic, naturopathy, whatever it may be, whatever works for you, try it and sort it out. It could be an unexpected trip to a medical facility as well. This card also brings in, learning about astrology, teaching. So with children coming in there, learning, schools. It could be your children are going through various issues and you're having to deal with that. So teaching, learning, schools, anything to do with that. This card also is telling you to spend more time in nature. So find a lovely healing activity or any kind of fun activity that you can enjoy, but in nature, and that will help you tremendously as well. Then in the 6th house, we have Black Moon Lilith Mystery. 6th house is your house of work, your workplace, your work colleagues, your work projects, whatever you're doing. And it's also mastery of your craft. It's also your health and diet, and house of pets. So with Black Moon Lilith mystery, it's like you're waiting for something to happen at this time. Something is not clear. You don't have all the facts. There are undercurrents going on. You just can't quite work out what it is that's going to happen or is coming at you at this time. So it's a kind of a waiting and watching, but there are undercurrents going on. It could also be that you are having to get your shadow emotions under control, or you're seeing it in your environment around you. Others are displaying this. By shadow emotions, these are this is because this covers the darker side. So this would be bitchiness, revenge, feeling slighted or overlooked, and this is bitterness and anger, fear, envy, guilt. Any of those sorts of darker emotions, which more than likely usually arise out of fear. Fear is really the root of everything. Okay, even anger comes from that. So you may be experiencing it. Maybe you're having an issue at work, or something's going on, and you just feel like you're not getting fairly represented here, or you're seeing it in your work environment, or it could be to do with your, perhaps your health and diet. Perhaps you need to change your lifestyle, and you're just not sure what's going on right now, and you're feeling a lot of very heavy emotions around certain things. Find a healthy outlet for it. Deal with that. You don't want to be harboring or festering unhealthy emotion at this time, because that's going to hold you back. You may also need to stand your ground in certain things as well, because it is a strong feminine influence this card has. So that's standing your ground, standing firm. And it's also, this card coming to health and diet, it can also bring about unplanned births. So just be aware of that at this time. As I said, there are a lot of emotions coming up or being hidden under the surface, and there are undercurrents going on, or just something that you're waiting for to happen. Okay, I hope you have a great month. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share. That will circulate the reading amongst other people who may need to watch it at this time. Take care and have a good month, and I will see you next time.